Now it gives me pleasure to announce the operas, and you all know what they are by now. Il Trovatore, great cast, great production, and the first under the musical directorship of Nicola Luisotti, conducted by Maestro Luisotti. Il Trittico, Puccini's 3 operas conceived for one evening, has not been done at the War Memorial Opera House since 1956. Patrick Summers will, as I say, be in the pit for Il Trittico, and many of the wonderful artists that you are aware of, Patricia Rissette, Paolo Gavinelli, Brandon Jovanovic, will be with us in that cast, and as you know, it's a huge group of performers assembled to do those 3 pieces. Finally, the San Francisco debut of the Polish contralto Eva Podleś. Production, we have acquired the production from the New York City Opera, directed by Jim Robinson, who was our director of The Elixir of Love in the fall. Abduction from the Seraglio, a new co-production along with the Lyric Opera of Chicago, directed by Chaz Rader-Schieber, featuring a great Mozartian cast led by Matthew Polenzani and notably conducted by German maestro Cornelius Meister. The daughter of the regiment in the production that has already been hailed in London and Vienna and New York, directed by Laurent Pelli, conducted by Michele Mariotti, and featuring the role debut as Marie of the brilliant German lyric coloratura Diana Damrau, partnered by the great Juan Diego Flores, who knocks off those high C's like they were not even there. Strauss' Salome, featuring the astonishing Nadia Mikhael in the title role, conducted also by Nicola Luisotti. Perhaps my favorite opera ever, Verdi's Otello, early on in my time, when we had the opportunity to engage Johann Botha, this giant of a man from South Africa, who has begun singing Otello in all the great places of the world, including last year the Met. We said, let's go ahead with Otello, and we ended up agreeing to rent the Peter Hall classic production from the Lyric Opera of Chicago. In the summer season, we're doing Faust, also in a production from Lyric Opera of Chicago, featuring in the role of Mephistopheles, the wonderful former Adler Fellow, John Relier, in what may be a beginning of demonic roles going into the future for John with San Francisco Opera, partnered by Patricia Rissette and Stefano Secco, the Italian tenor, who has created such a stir. As many of you know, several years ago, San Francisco Opera was planning La Fanciulla del West. Of course, 2010, as you know, is the centennial of the world premiere of Fanciulla at the Metropolitan Opera. It will be conducted by none other than Nicola Luisotti, who will conduct The Girl of the Golden West here, giving Deborah Voigt the opportunity to perform her first mini opposite Salvatore Licitra and Italian baritone Roberto Frontali as Sheriff Jack Rance. Die Walküre, the second installment of The Ring, brings the return of the great Swedish soprano Nina Stemme for her first Walküre Brunhilde. I'm very excited also about the Sieglinde of Eva Marie Westbrook. Mark Delavan returns, as does Donald Runnacles in the pit. And that's our spring season. And I should jump immediately to say that the ring will be presented here in its entirety in 2011. Thanks to the Guns, who also allowed us to go budgetarily through 9/10, making sure that all of Nicola's operas that we had originally planned for Nicola would survive the cutting board. So again, immense thanks to the Guns.